Yo, yo, yo.
It's a blizzard outside.
It is a blizzard outside.
It's always snowing. We don't fucking give a fuck. Like snow for Christmas, snow for New Year's, sure. Now, no, we got fucking work to do, right?
Yeah.
Anyways.
But yeah, welcome to the pod. We're here to discuss some shit, important shit.
This is the first one post Superbowl,
yeah, man. I really wanted the Bengals to win.
Spectacular performance.
Dude,
I'm talking about the halftime show, dude. That was the best halftime show in a hot minute.
Though.
I wanted the Bengals to win, but it's cool that Matt Stafford got a fucking Super Bowl finally.
Well, and you know what's interesting is that the
like
Bengals
that.
have always been like one of my favorite teams in the NFL, and you've known that since like the Madden days.
Yeah. So,
Since
dude, our uncle
Ocho
fucking played for the Bengals.
Dude, yeah, dude, I fucking love
in like the 80s. His name is fucking Bill Johnson.
That was a good ass Super Bowl
fullback.
though.
He played fullback for the Bengals for 3 years.
That was a good ass Super Bowl though. Came down.
Yeah, dude, that was a fucking good game.
Yard.
Dude, I'll tell. We were watching this shit and
tell those holding calls.
The only
Come
ones
on.
that seen a motherfucking fatality go down. This motherfucker snapped his neck.
Oh,
like fucking. It was I forget. I think it was like T. Higgins or I don't think it was Jamar Chase. It was one of the wide receivers on the fucking Bengals. I think
when
it was
he caught
Higgins.
the touchdown.
Fucking yeah, dude. Like he like Jalen Ramsey just running and then like they're both looking at the ball and the dude just like what the.
All right,
he's like what?
I'll give him that because they didn't even call that shit.
Yeah, like I was like, what the fuck? How was that not?
And that was a nasty touchdown. That was like some fucking NFL.
And they were just like, yep, that's right.
That was like some NFL blitz shit.
Dude, that shit for real. That shit was ridiculous. Like that was crazy. And the ref was just like, I ain't see shit.
We didn't see none.
He's like, I ain't see shit. I ain't hear shit.
But,
I ain't
and
say
then
shit.
I also say that they fucked themselves with getting those holding calls and that pass interference that led to
that wasn't
touchdown.
Dude, at the end there, that shit was not.
They can't run for shit. They
dude.
weren't able to run for shit the whole game. So it's like, just don't give them like 1st and 1. Like, come on.
That shit was not a pass interference at the end. I don't care what nobody says.
1st
That was fucking
1.
bullshit. Yeah, it was a crazy ass game, but that halftime show though was pretty fucking amazing. It was everything I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's already a bunch of fucking memes about it.
And more actually, because like I didn't even know 50 was supposed to be a part of it.
Go, shawty.
Dude, the 50 Cent memes have been fucking killing me.
Yeah, those are like they're dogging him like harder than anyone.
Crazy, like
oh my
fucking let me see if I can find it. So
well, you know what the dope part is that Eminem was told not to kneel, and he still did.
Dude, I don't like see like I've been.
They told him to like don't fucking kneel.
Dude,
I think the NFL knew about it.
Yeah, dude, I've been hearing about that shit too. But like that night, I got a fucking a notification like from ESPN.com where it said like NFL released a statement that they knew he was going to kneel.
Yeah.
Well, I think he would have done it regardless.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he would have. That's why they probably didn't tell him not to.
They're just like, fucking do it, whatever.
Like, what the fuck? I did hear though that they asked
Dr. Dre not to play.
They just asked him not to say that line, like still ain't loving police, like
still
fucking
loving police.
Yeah, like fucking and he fucking still did it.
Which is weird because Kendrick has that line in All Right where he says, "We hate Popo, want to kill him dead in the street for show," and he bleeped out Popo, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, they bleeped out a lot of stuff, but I think it was a missed opportunity. Kendrick should have came out with his hair on fire, like just be humble.
50 can come out upside down.
Dude, those memes where it's like Spider-Man,
missed opportunity.
Yeah. I'm gonna upload a video where it's just upside down. And it's gonna be like, I
Fucking-
uploaded this in honor of 50.
Dude, like,
Dude, there's so
fucking-
many. There's probably like
Look at-
1,000 already.
Yeah, let me. I just want to show you this one.
Oh, and we were able to screen share everybody. We figured
This
it
one
out.
right here.
Yeah, the bizarre one.
That
Yeah.
one was
Oh
fucking
my
killing me. And
gosh.
this one was fuck. But yeah, those were fucking killing me the other day.
Yeah, there's some funny shit, man.
When he
Nothing's
started,
safe.
he was offbeat too. I didn't think
Yeah.
he was gonna bring it back.
He was like,
Well, dude, he was probably fucking almost passed out from being
for real,
upside
he's
down.
hanging upside down for like 15 minutes.
Like, come on, guys, let's get a move on.
Like the whole time they were rolling them shits out, probably.
Shorty, I'm woozy. I'm gonna fucking fall over on his couch.
But shout out to Anderson .Paak on the drums though.
But that was dope.
That
Like
shit was
just
sick.
just the whole performance, I think, was really sick. And like the whole thing they did with like the call out to Pac was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how he's on the roof. I said it fucking
That was
like,
dope.
Like as soon as we see him, I was like, the fuck?
Yeah.
That's
There's a
fucking,
bald
I was
guy.
like, I was like, that's Tupac right there. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was dope.
Like they didn't show his face or nothing, but like it's like
Well, and I liked how it's like an all product of Dr. Dre. Like Dr. Dre, like pretty much is responsible for like all those artists.
Yeah.
Well, except Snoop. Like Snoop would have been big regardless, but everyone else, it's like he kind of molded their career into what it is, which is
Oh.
amazing.
He found
Just
Eminem, right? And then Eminem.
yeah,
found
and then
50.
Eminem founded
Yeah.
50, and then he also Dr. Dre also signed Kendrick, and it's just the whole thing. And
Yeah.
those aren't even all the artists. Like there's the game.
Dre's
There's so
name.
many other
Yeah.
artists that fucking
Yeah.
he's
the
made.
fucking the game should have made an appearance, man.
That's-
He
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
said something about that.
Oh, for real?
I didn't read the comment, but I just seen like something on Facebook where he's like, the game discusses why he should have been in the halftime show or why he could have been. in the
Oh,
halftime
what?
show.
I have to check that out now.
But yeah,
Oh,
like
where's my phone call?
the game would have been dope. Like
Or
I
Ice
fuck
Cube.
with the game more than I fuck
Yeah.
with Kendrick. Like fuck.
Yeah, I feel like Ice Cube really got fucked.
Yeah, bro, he got left out.
Yeah, he performed at NASCAR like a week before the Super Bowl though.
Yeah, I
God.
seen that.
I'm like,
Yes.
dang. So I guess he's not in the halftime show.
Damn, Ice Cube doing NASCAR shows?
Yeah.
But dude, you know how much time you'd have to dedicate if it was just like a Dr. Dre kind of like collab of everyone that he's like been associated with? It would be fucking forever.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's funny is when we were watching
It'd be like an hour and a half show.
Yeah, well, that's what was funny when we were watching the show at Brandon's. When it was over, I was like, "Oh man, that's it." And then I kind of forgot. Like it was so dope to watch. I was like, "Oh yeah, we are in the middle of a fucking football game."
Yeah, this is
Mhm.
I seen this one meme where it was like me after the halftime show because I don't give a fuck about football, and it's like some dude like sleeping peacefully in his bed, like
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well,
Yeah,
and I
that
just
was-
got home to watch the halftime show. Like I was out running around, checking up on the score because I wanted the Bengals to win. But then I got home right before the halftime show, and I was like, "Yes." And my shit even did like a
Yes.
little stutter during it. I was like, "What you doing?"
yeah, dude, I hate that.
Like
Oh.
when you're
Why did
sort
all-
of
I
like,
like-
it was like, are you
yeah.
still watching? And you're like, oh god.
Yeah, we were watching my shit or watching that shit on my Roku, and like it had been like playing the cable like program for so long, like during the like in the middle of the halftime show, or maybe it was like it was right before it started. It just said like popped up like, "Are you still watching? Shutting down in 30, 29, 28." And I couldn't find the fucking remote. I was like, where is it? And then I fucking finally found it. Like I was able to stop it, but the shit was like a doomsday device.
Yeah, that was the cool thing about that too is that it was in LA. You had Dr. Dre,
Yeah,
and then
Yeah.
LA won, which is like
yeah. Well, that's
pretty
like
dope.
basically
That's
why
fucking
they had why they did that halftime show, because like they had that opportunity. They're like, hey, we're in fucking Los Angeles.
yeah.
Yeah, and and then when the home team made it to the fucking Super Bowl, like that just like drove it to the next level.
Dude,
Yeah.
and then they won it. Like I didn't.
Well,
Like I wanted
they
Bengals to win, but then they
in
won
the,
it. I'm like, I can't feel bad for that.
dude, right? Like that, like this, just like the storyline leading up to the Super Bowl, like for both teams was fucking crazy this year.
That's like a movie.
Like, dude, yeah, they're like on both sides because like the Rams like were good for a while. They made it to the Super Bowl, got fucked up, and then like trade with Matt Stafford and Jared Goff. Then like Matt Stafford's finally on a fucking good team, leads them to the Super Bowl in their fucking like the team's hometown, wins the fucking Super Bowl. His first one, like after so long of like being so good but having a shitty team. Then he finally gets a chance.
Oh, bro, and it was so dope because fucking Odell got injured. Dude.
Yeah.
I was like,
After
what?
He got
I was
himself
like,
a touchdown, though.
I was like, damn. Like, that's their most valuable player. And he was like on the sideline, like, fuck, dude. Like, he was, after they won, he was all crying and shit. I was like, okay, like, I get it.
Because for him, too, like, man, like, the beginning of the season, he was on the fucking Browns. And, like, shit was not all right. Like, it was not okay. Huh. And then fucking he was, like, pretty much checked out of there. His dad makes a video of all the times that the Cleveland or the Browns fucking quarterback, I'm blanking his name right fucking now.
Could have threw it to him and didn't.
Like all the times OBJ was open and like the dude didn't fucking throw it to him, like wide open, and like all the times he like overthrew him and shit. And he was just basically like, "My son's fucking good. Dude, quarterback sucks."
Well, I think he's like,
and then that got that got the Rams to like go after him. He asked for his fucking paycheck in Bitcoin. Didn't quite work out for him, but like fucking getting a Super Bowl after all those times, like fucking like shit, man.
Yeah.
Well, and he was messing the Bengals up before then.
Yeah, he got himself a
giving
touchdown.
It to him.
Who would you say, Brandon, was the player that they brought him? He was like, I don't know if you said he was retired, but
oh yeah, Eric Whittle. He'd been retired for 2 years, and like their safeties one of their safeties got hurt, and like their secondary was just banged up. They just fucking hit him up. They were like, "Yo, dude, we need some help."
Yeah.
He was like, "Yeah, flat Poppy, and I'll get you a ring." Like I'm glad he got one too, because he was like one of my favorite players for a long time. He was on the Chargers the Chargers drafted him. He was like a really good player for the Chargers for a long time.
Oh shit!
And then they dissed him, and he was like, "Fine, fuck it, I'm out of here." And then he got a Super Bowl ring.
But yeah, anyways, that was a pretty dope Super Bowl. Can't really complain with too much.
Yeah, and another dope reason is we got the Doctor Strange trailer, yo. Fucking my background and shit.
Real quick, let's talk about.
It used to be my old background, but now I got this real shit going.
Brandon, do you still have the list of all the celebrity sellouts?
I'm a mime.
Oh shit! Yes.
Commercials.
Let's shout out the celebrity sellouts. I'm gonna save the worst one for last.
The commercials this year were atrocious.
Let's see. Got it right here. The list. Sellouts.
Don't you say Jim.
Hey, shut up.
Leave him the fuck out of this.
Shut up.
You leave him the fuck out of this.
Shut up.
That was awesome.
Let the lad.
We got Idris Elba.
Which one? I
don't really even remember his. So, and also, I kind of expected from him.
Well, and also understand I was only there for half of the commercials.
I expected from Idris
I didn't see all the commercials.
So I'm going to give Idris a pass. Because I don't really remember his.
But it was still borderline.
Yeah, it's borderline, but I'm going to give Idris a pass because I kind of expected from him.
He is kind of getting to that status of where he could do that shit. But still.
Fucking. Next up, we got the fucking entire cast of Austin Powers.
Oh, yeah.
They're all of them sold out.
All of them needed to check.
Michael Myers, fucking Frau, and number 2. Like, number 2 and Frau, I can understand, like, because what the fuck are they doing lately?
Yeah.
Like, they need that Super Bowl money.
Yeah.
But Seth Green, I feel like he could stand on that fucking Mass Effect money. Like he should be chilling.
Oh yeah.
And Mike Myers, I don't know what the fuck he's doing. What the hell, man?
Nah.
You got Shrek out here.
He's got no more Shrek movies. He's got to make money somehow.
He did Love Guru, and he did.
Yeah, fucking. I don't know. I'm just disappointed. Like I wanted him to just ride off into the sunset.
I'm just gonna say this right now. I love them all still. Sell out.
Yeah.
Get your paper, boo boo.
I love him, but I'm disappointed in him.
Next we had
Seth Rogen and Paul Rudd.
That commercial was fucking weird.
That one sucked too.
That was weird.
That was like not even a very good commercial.
Lay's commercial.
I was like, what are you guys doing?
For real, like I was like, this is where my boys are at.
By the end of that, I was just like,
yeah, and like they don't even got fucking flaming hot. I'm not gonna.
And you know what? Like
that was dope.
Talked about it on the pod.
Dope.
Well, you know what's funny?
Get into it again.
Like it would be a different story if the commercials were actually like hilarious, but they just like just felt so.
All right,
dude. I've been saying this for years. What the fuck are commercials doing? They're never like doing some weird shit.
Back
and
in
it's
our
like
day,
Viagra.
It's
like
funny.
What the fuck did that have to do with Viagra? Like that commercial had nothing to do with no Viagra.
Like Mike,
they always do shit like that.
None of the commercials really this year were fucking that funny. Like I don't remember any of them, like except for these ones. Like Mike, do you remember back in the day the fucking Super Bowl commercial with the stain on the shirt?
Yeah, and it's talking,
and he's at the job interview. Like every time he talks, he's like the stain's like, and it's fucking for like Tide Stick and shit.
Yeah.
That's like one of the most legendary. But all right, we got after them we got JD and Turk from Scrubs.
Yep. Scrubs.
Fucking Zach Braff. I always forget the other dude's name.
Not Zach. Adam Bro.
The fucking Clueless.
Shit.
All right, gotta look it up.
Damn, did you make the list as it was happening or after?
Yeah, as it was happening. Because
I was pissed. Prepared. You're like,
yeah.
Well, no, we saw like two of them, and then we're like, you know what? Make a list.
Yeah. And we're almost at the end of the list. Donald Faison.
Oh yeah, Donald.
Yeah, that's what it is. But anyways, that one kind of pissed me off because I was just like, my boys.
Yeah, for real.
I love that show. But it was a very damn commercial. Like it was like very much like a bromance commercial.
They were like singing and stuff. Right?
Yeah, they were like neighbors and like singing and shit. Like that's like a Scrubs thing. Like they would have done that on Scrubs. But last,
a lot of them
are certainly not least.
Weird.
Or least, depending.
Oh yeah,
certainly not least.
He was the chosen one.
Jim fucking Carrey. He was the chosen one.
Yeah, he was supposed to destroy the consumerism, not join it.
Yes, and he's out here for fucking DirecTV. DirecTV.
Not even Comcast.
Fucking like.
God.
What the? Or maybe I don't know. It was a cable. I know because he was reprising the cable guy. Like that was probably what hurt me the most.
That was like the epitome.
I was like, cable guy.
Yeah.
I was
to
like,
me,
my
that
shit.
Was like the epitome of like, okay, Hollywood and like the commercial companies are so out of ideas. They're like, oh, let's just grab something that everyone loves.
And it happened twice. It was
you know what it reminds me of?
Guy and Austin Powers, bro.
What we were just talking about in the Matrix episode.
And Scrubs, really.
It's literally what we were just talking about in the Matrix episode. Like trying to rerun shit, like bring shit up, like like she's way ahead of her shit with what she was doing in that movie.
Yeah.
It's like this is what people are wanting.
and then what sucked too is like what I was happy to see Lindsay Lohan doing shit.
Oh shit, I forgot about her.
But then she's like, her ad was for like a grocery store or some shit.
No, it was Planet Fitness, dude.
Oh yeah, it was.
God, yeah, I was like, what the?
I was like, who would have thought like Lindsay Lohan would have been the picture of health like 5-10 years ago?
I mean, good on her, but still,
for real, like people changed.
Yeah.
Well, like,
well, she left for Hollywood. That's what's weird, because like she like just like was like, fuck Hollywood, I'm out, and then she like moved to London or some shit, and like now she's in the Super Bowl.
Pretty sure she has like she owns like a nightclub in London or some shit.
Oh well.
I'm not like I know she owns something in fucking London, but I wasn't sure if it was like a nightclub or like a jewelry store or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So Jim, fucking hell.
Yeah, that one's really.
That one hurt me.
He's still my
I
boy.
Sleep thinking about that shit.
He's still my boy, but
yeah, he's still my
it's
boy.
like,
But
what the
fucking
hell?
Speaking
He
of
did not
bringing up-
need to. He doesn't need Super Bowl money. Like, come on, guy. After all those interviews that he does, after all those interviews he does of, oh, I'm done playing this character and I don't like celebrity shit and all that stuff and all the I amness. He's gonna be like, oh yeah, I'll go and get.
Oh, he's in Sonic too. Like he's back into the shit.
That's a movie. That's like,
yeah, but Sonic is like a beloved property. Like everyone loves Sonic. Who the fuck cares about cable TV?
bro, I don't know nobody with cable, bro.
I got you there.
That has cable.
I got you there.
Honestly, like everybody, because everybody's watching Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, all that shit. Like you don't fucking need cable, dude.
Yeah.
Like I don't know a single. Like I couldn't. That's what like.
Well, and Dish, like what is Dish doing these days?
Like we were having trouble.
They just
thinking.
use the
I was like,
last
how
of their
am I
money
gonna
to
see
make
games?
that
I don't
fucking
know
commercial or
nobody with
something.
cable. I
Yeah.
don't wanna go to a fucking- yeah, bro. That's crazy.
They're
Like,
on their way out. They're
I
about to get
realize that.
blockbustered soon.
For real, dude. The whole cable.
Change
TV
a game up.
fucking network.
Adapt your shit.
That's why everybody's making an app, bro. Like
Mm.
fucking Paramount's got an app, HBO's got an app, Disney's got an app.
So you think Dish
Fucking-
Dish
these
Plus?
used to be channels on the
Plus.
TV and shit. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be like NBC
Dish
is gonna
Plus
make
direct.
like the
AMC
CW,
Plus.
the
AMC
C-
Plus.
AMC, CW is about to make an app,
They-
dude.
They just premiered there was a commercial actually in the Super Bowl for another
Peacock.
streaming service. Well, that one, but
There's
there
like
was like other
Billion.
TV network that was
It
doing.
was AMC. 'Cause that
I
was the
thought
first
I
time
could have swear
heard
they
it.
had already been doing it, but I don't know. I thought it was a new one, but I could be tripping.
I don't know, but like
Let's talk about the highlight of the
Hold on.
whole.
fucking
Wait,
uh,
before we get into that,
Okay. All right,
I want to talk about because we talked about old things being brought up.
Sure.
How do y'all feel about the Bel Air thing?
Oh,
You can miss me with that. You can.
I
Miss me.
don't know, man. Like
Oh.
Will seems to have faith in it.
yeah,
so-
I'll at least watch it just to see like how.
like
it
because
goes.
he's associated with it. I don't think
Yeah.
he's in it, but like he's associated with it. So like I
trust
feel like
Will,
if it was a bad
so.
show,
Yeah.
he wouldn't fucking.
And
be
I'm not
associated
saying it's
with
going to be a bad show, but there's just so much shit out there. I know I'm never going to get to it. It's never going to be like the thing I'm going to be like, I need to
And
see
it's
that
on
new
my
Bel
streaming
Air.
platform.
We're
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
this.
it. Yeah, but I'm not gonna.
I'll just go watch the old fucking Fresh Prince rather than that.
Bro,
Like,
the
that's
old
how I
Fresh
might-
Prince
that's
is on
my mind.
HBO Max. I can watch that right now.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Like, that's just
but
my mindset.
I
It's like,
gotta
there's so much
subscribe
new
to some
shit I
new
have
shit
to
if I
watch.
want to watch Bel Air. I don't know if I'm finna
Yeah.
do that.
There's fucking the new Mando. I
I
gotta
heard they
watch
got
all this
I heard
new
they
shit
got
I gotta
dope
watch.
shit on Peacock though.
That's
And,
on the
like,
bottom of
It was crazy
the
because like there was like 10 fucking commercials for fucking Peacock during the Super Bowl, but I didn't see not one Netflix, not one fucking Hulu commercial during that shit. And I'm like, it's like Peacock the new shit, like is it about to take over, you think?
Oh, I got Peacock. It's pretty dope.
You have Peacock?
Mm-hmm.
The fuck did
Well,
you get that
well, and they have
password, dog?
football on there too. Like they'll have like football and other shit that Netflix doesn't have.
Get
It's-
that
it's-
password though.
It's gonna like replace like what we are just talking about. It's gonna replace Dish. It's gonna blockbuster Dish
Completely
probably
skipped over the question.
because it has
Yeah.
like the regular program channels that you would have cable for on Peacock. So why would you? Well, and then you have Amazon Prime that has all those attachments that are like the History Channel, all this other fucking shit. So
Yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna move on, I guess.
okay,
Since you
but,
want to skirt fucking
dodging the question like a freaking
What
Marvel
question?
cast.
so let me get that password, cuz
oh, okay.
on pod. Like give
Dude,
it
I
to
actually
give
the
it
only
to
reason why I
people.
got it is because you get it like free with Comcast. Like I get a Comcast like what the fuck is it? Like a box. It's like a flex. It's called the Flex box, and it comes free with that
Oh,
Flex
fucking
box.
A.
with my plan.
fucking
Yeah, I'll be
Flexbox
flexing.
One.
I'll be flexing hard, bro.
Flexbox One.
Flexbox.
I don't know about that dish, but that Comcast be flexing.
He's got a
hard.
Flexbox Series Flex.
But it's for my Xfinity. It's like for my just for having the internet. I don't even have
Alright.
Very
cable.
flexy.
Well, one
So-
last thing I want to say about the Super Bowl before we move on. So
Alright.
the good shit.
The good.
I just thought it was what I thought made the whole halftime show an even cooler moment for Dr. Dre is at the beginning of the year, you guys remember, I'm sure, when he had like his aneurysm scare
Mhm.
and he was in the hospital and shit, and just like after he'd been going through his divorce and all this like crazy shit the last few months, for him to fucking come through and fucking kill the Super Bowl, I just thought like the whole
Yeah,
like,
bro,
and
and like
the whole
just like
story.
yeah, like thinking about that moment, like I was saying it like while we were watching it and shit.
Because he
but-
looked good and healthy and like
Yeah.
he looked like fuck yeah, I'm
uh
the fucking king.
Well, and I feel like it's
and
a
think about it,
monument.
it's just him and like his like best homeboys out there like
Yeah,
performing in front of like fucking hundreds, like
bajillions.
thousands of people, like fucking damn near 100,000 people.
Yeah,
I don't know what the attendance is in that place, but fucking
yeah,
like every seat was packed. Like
Mhm.
imagine being in the center of that field and being him looking up at all that shit, and that's like your city, bro. Like
yeah.
Well, yeah, I was just getting into that. It's like just a huge milestone
Mhm.
where it's like,
Yeah.
look at you can go back to every halftime show before and it's never been hip hop oriented. It's never
Yeah.
been catered to hip hop specifically,
Yeah.
especially mainstream music. Like that was all shit that was old, like old songs,
Mhm.
except like Kendrick. Kendrick's probably the newest songs that they've made.
Yeah.
But like it just reminisces you back to like the 90s, back to the fucking
Mhm.
golden age of hip hop, which it's like they've never done that in the history of the Super Bowl. They've always gone with like the best selling artists, the top chart selling artists,
Like
always.
currently out.
Yes, like the ones that are like hitting it that year.
Yeah.
But it's just like a big monument to be like, yo, like I'm a billion, like dude, a billion. Like I'm that dude. Like I've
Yeah,
started all these
fucking- and,
careers.
like-
I'm leading the force in hip hop still. It's like
Yeah.
kind of like
and
that
like
monument.
now, like he's just like got like that. That's like I feel like that's like one of the last things on his checklist. Like he's just like
For real, he's like
what else? He's like, what else do I need to do? Like I fucking like founded
made $1 billion.
founded $1 billion company, sold that shit, fucking
because
cash money in the bank, dog.
has
fucking
Jay-Z
performed
done a
at the
Super Bowl?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
Yeah, that's
I
what
don't
I'm
think
saying,
any
like,
hip hop artist has like been
No,
a
there's
main.
been
there's
not-
been
not the
rappers,
main, but
but
there's-
yeah.
There's been pop
like-
music. There's been pop and like rap sprinkled into it, but never like hip hop oriented, and
yeah, where
especially
everything's hip hop.
not hip hop hits at the time. If that
Yeah.
makes sense,
Pop
like things
Anonymous?
that are not
Fucking
popping
Hip Hop
right at that
Anonymous.
year.
yeah, it was great. I loved it. Loved every second of it.
Well, because there's probably people watching that like I don't even know any of these songs. Good.
I fucking
Good.
thought it's
About
fucking,
time.
It's funny, like probably how many people that fucking halftime show pissed off too.
Yeah,
That
forget it.
shit's funny as hell.
It's just like Ice Cube performing
Like,
at NASCAR. Fuck
Have
'em.
you seen that meme of
Do your thing.
it's like that classic one of like all of like the pissed off like never mind, I'm not gonna get into it.
Mhm.
Never mind.
But anyways, huge monumental moment. Congrats on everyone.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
And you know what's crazy is like obviously like I'm biased, so like for me it's a given. Obviously, like Eminem to me was like my favorite part. But besides that, fucking I honestly liked Kendrick's performance, I think, the
The
most.
stepping was dope.
The what?
The stepping, those were steppers. Those
Uh-oh.
like dudes that he was surrounding himself, they're like stepping.
Like stomp the yard type stuff.
Yeah.
And
His-
what are we
It was
gonna
sick.
see
His and
somebody sea walk on stage in front of that many people again?
what do you mean Snoop Dogg was doing it?
I know, like, but I'm saying, like, when are we gonna see something of that magnitude again?
Ah, yeah.
Probably not.
But like besides Kendrick, and like even though I had my hunches, I still wasn't like 100% sure that 50 was gonna show up. So when the camera pans down from the roof and like it's his part and he's fucking hanging from the ceiling, I was like, oh shit.
I was gonna
I thought that
ask
was
you
like one
about
of the
that,
coolest moments.
Where did you hear about that? Because like you said that before it started.
Yeah.
You're like, I think
I'm
50's gonna
predicting
be in
50's
it, and
gonna
I
be in it.
I
was
hadn't
like,
heard
I don't
nothing
know,
about
man.
that the whole fucking
Well,
time. Like,
because you know
where
what's
did you hear
funny?
that?
My brain, the universe just told me.
It was I am.
shit.
You I am'd it.
It was like, well, you know what's funny? It kind of just made sense to me because I figured they were gonna have, because you know, in the past, not even at Super Bowl, but like when artists do these big shows, they usually will bring out a guest to perform like a big hit with them.
Yeah.
And I honestly imagined the show going differently in my mind because I didn't realize they only gave them like 15 minutes. I thought we were gonna get like a much longer
Me too.
show, but like what I originally thought was, I thought Dre was gonna come out, do his hits from back in the day with Snoop, and then I thought maybe Snoop would kind of fade away, and then like they'd bring in M because M and Dre have so many hits together. They would do that, and then maybe they work their way into like Kendrick and Mary J or whatever.
I thought they were gonna play "Forgot About Dre," like the whole thing.
Yeah,
like originally.
But I thought during like Eminem's set, I was like, well, you know what's crazy, because of Dre's legacy, they got M there. I'm like, 50 would have to at least show up for like one of M's songs, or he's even got that I'm a PIMP song with Snoop. You know what I mean? Like there was just so many like things pointing to like, oh bro, 50 would fit perfectly in there. But
yeah, I mean, after you said it, I was like, damn, that would make a whole lot of sense. But like I didn't even think of it beforehand. Like before you had brought it up, I was just like, but when you did say it, I was like, oh fuck. Like that would be like the last puzzle piece, like
and then
right in there.
And then I'm just such like I stay, you know, searching for like interviews and shit. And I think M did an interview with I think it was either Sway or Who Kid. And they were talking about like a cameo from someone. And honestly, when I first heard that, that's when I thought, Brandon, when you had mentioned the hologram, I was like, oh, they're gonna do some Tupac shit. Like that's gonna be dope.
That would have been
because that's what I did hear. I heard that the Tupac hologram from that other show, they're gonna do it again. And I was like,
maybe, I mean, if I was Dre, I would think, we kind of already did that. Like,
I think the way they did it was perfect. Like he probably, because like it was like Tupac looking over his city and shit. Like,
well, like as I said, it's all a product of Dre. Like without Dre, that show wouldn't be possible. Like those artists, some of those artists would never be discovered, never had the spotlight kind of thing to have.
We could go all day long talking about.
So it's like that homage where it's like I've done this, like I've created this through my passion, through my drive, through my obstacles, all this shit, and it's like.
I'm glad we
fucking awesome. It's like a full circle in his life. Like you were saying, like what does he got to do next? Nothing. Like he can retire now. Like
yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like you don't fucking got.
But he's still doing shit. That's the thing. That's what people like Dre is just gonna keep making artists, keep signing the best artists in the game. And
man.
Fucking.
Well, you know what's crazy is like seeing that show. What it reminded me of was like the Up in Smoke tour back in the day.
Oh yeah.
So I was thinking like. It's kind of hard to say with all this pandemic shit. Every other 6 months, you got a new variant of the fucking virus or whatever.
Delta plus.
Omicron, Megatron.
Megatron, all of that. But like, where my mind goes is like, you know what? Dre needs to do, I mean, he doesn't need to, but what would be cool is him put together another monumental tour like that, you know, where it's like him, Snoop, Dre, and Cube, like sort of like a sequel to the Up in Smoke tour, but put Kendrick on there, put the Game on there. What's up?
Get Wu-Tang on that bitch.
That'd be crazy. But like, you know, more of like his kind of family tree.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Like throw Exhibit back on there, you know what I'm saying? Like 50, whatever the works.
Even I think some NWA collab shit, that would be so dope.
Yeah,
like bringing them back. I need it. Give me some NWA old tracks where they're all on the stage performing. I would lose my shit. I would lose my shit.
Dude, I would.
You can't do easy, but
I'd pay top dollar for a fucking
Well, and honestly,
think
when
it's
they
that
I
started,
fucking love Easy.
when they started playing the
R.I.P.
Tupac, when they started playing the Tupac joints, I thought because he's done this in the past at his own shows where like M will bring Dre out and usually they'll do California Love, and M will be rapping Tupac's verses. So I thought that's what they were gonna do when California Love came on, or when I Ain't Mad at You when he starts playing that on the piano.
Oh, that was sick.
Oh, it's fucking dope.
I thought that's when it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, it's happening.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know, this could just be a rumor. This is something I heard. I don't know how much fact is, you know what I'm saying, like to it or whatever. But I heard
say it to the people.
But I heard that M actually had a longer set, but he basically included 50, like gave some of his time so that 50 could have that performance.
That was dope. If that's
and which like part of me is kind of like, oh man, it would have been sick to like see M do more music, but at the same time I'm like, man, of course he would do that because he's just such a fucking G.
Yeah, that's like
his boy,
yeah.
like them coming up in the early 2000s with Dre and all that. I'm like, of course you gotta like
bring in the last homie.
Well, and it's crazy. I wonder like if they like
three amigops, man.
If fucking Snoop and them like talked. It's like you used to talk God to me.
Yeah, well they've already said that they've already squashed all that shit.
Yeah, I figured, and it's like when it comes to interviews and shit, people like to twist things and try to pry and fucking get all that stupid shit drama.
Yeah. Gotta get them clicks, man.
Gotta get them clicks.
We gotta title this fucking episode Eminem and Snoop Dogg beef.
Nah, it's been done.
Clickbait.
What is up, Drama Alert Nation? Let's get
but all right.
We're gonna call it the Sons of Dre.
Dude, dude.
No, Dr. Dre. No, check this out, Dr.
Dude, I would
Dre.
join that motorcycle gang, the Sons of Dre, bro. I would fucking join that motorcycle gang.
This is what you gotta call it, Mike.
Forgot about Dre.
Oh, you gotta call it Dr. Dre and the Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, fucking me.
That works. I like that.
Fuck.
Speaking
of
the
title, I don't know, man.
Dr. Dre and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yes. Slash Sons of Dre. Or we change the
Dr. Dre
name. Change the podcast name, maybe. To Sons of Dre.
Nah.
You're hilarious, man.
Sons of Dre.
But anyway, that being said, I'll let either Brandon or Mike, if you guys want to segue into the trailer.
It was awesome, and you shared it, and I started spoiling things.
We're getting
the
fucking X-Men, dog. That's like just what I've been wishing for. Like I've said it in past podcast episodes. We're getting the X-Men. We're getting mutants, baby, and like
we're getting so much. We're getting so much.
It's been a long time coming, and I'm just so excited. Like
it's gonna be crazy.
Can't wait to see, because like I've had my theories about what they could do to bring fucking mutants into the MCU. Like, cause like, and like I'm definitely not the only person to think this or anything like that, but I worked it out. And then I saw already that it was like already like a bustling theory.
I heard, and oh, go ahead, my bad.
The whole thing is that like, you know how in the comics and House of M, Scarlet Witch is like no more mutants.
Yeah.
And like everybody gets out of here. But like what I was thinking is she would just do it in reverse, like fucking like the whole like let there be mutants thing, or like just like, because it connects, because at the end of WandaVision, she's searching for Billy and Tommy. She's searching for her sons.
Right.
And like the way that like she hears them, and like so like she's searching the fucking multiverse, and like she could be like, okay, well, I'm gonna fucking bring that universe, collide it with this one, because that's the one where my kids are, and that's the one that has mutants. So because they are mutants.
Well, my only thing with that is and I'm not saying that he knows everything, but in the breakdown, in one of the Rockstar breakdowns, Eric Voss was saying that that's sort of like what they were doing with China. but that he was connecting it to Shang-Chi, because remember how Shang-Chi's dad is hearing his wife, oh help me, no, behind the wall and all that shit. So I'm not gonna completely rule out that that's how we're gonna get mutants, but at this point, until the movie comes out, there's just so much potential that they could go with this.
I haven't seen the one you're talking about. Does he compare it to like the voice that the wife, or that he, like, you know, like he hears his wife's voice like telling him to come help her?
Yeah.
He's comparing it to that? Like,
yeah.
How she, well, I would think that, like, I can see how you think that, but like Shang-Chi and like his dad, like the 10 rings, like they didn't have the Darkhold. And like Scarlet Witch is like a fucking Omega class sorceress, and she has the fucking Darkhold, and like that's what she's using to fucking like go like look through the universes and shit. So like I feel like, well, I mean, I feel like if anything would be real,
yeah, compared
to like that, and compared to the voice that Shang-Chi hears and shit,
I mean,
it's got to be.
You'll have to go watch the breakdown, because he can explain it way better than I don't really remember it that well. But as far as her using the Darkhold and all that, that would make sense as to why Doctor Strange even like consult her with the plot and being like, yo, what do you know about the multiverse? Da, da, da. So that all signs, point to it. But there's something else I was going to say too, that I'm still kind of just taking everything with a grain of salt at this point until I actually go see it, just because there's just it's because like the multiverse is such a can of worms, and because of No Way Home, they've now figured out a way to make almost every Marvel movie prior to the established MCU sort of like a potential canon and all that.
Like all
it's just like, oh my god, it's just like, I almost, what's kind of crazy about this movie in particular is like I almost don't even want to do any digging. No, I don't even want to like do any digging. You know what I mean? Like I kind of want to just go into this one.
Yeah, dude, that's how I did Spider-Man, bro. I didn't look at nothing. Like I tried to not look at like the promotional pictures if I could avoid it. Like, yeah. Because like I was just like, man, there's so many rumors going around, like fucking, like I already knew. I was just like, I just want to go in there with like just no knowledge. That way I have nothing to
was
like
that an experience.
Be disappointed about.
Well, and Doctor Strange, the trailer gave me a lot, like spoiled a lot of things for me, in a sense where it's like I'm piecing together puzzles, because Doctor Strange is my shit. Like, but there's so much shit that's beyond Doctor Strange in that movie, which it's like. Like what you're just saying about mutants, like being in, making them canon or putting the name on that. Like, I don't even think we need to have that discussion. Like if she does that, because it's already open, like just the multiverse existing, there's mutants now. Like they're just going to bring in mutants. Like, oh, these are fucking mutants. Professor X calls everyone's mutants. So it's like,
well, here's my
question. Yeah, but like, how are they going to explain it in this universe? Like,
well, here's my
where
question.
They've been. And like, what I'm wondering.
Well, yeah, see, like, I'm glad you brought that up, because I know prior to Disney buying Fox and the whole studio and rights to characters,
they couldn't.
I know their only reason for not using the word mutants in the MCU and all the legal bullshit. It's like, okay, but now that you have all the properties and all the rights,
like
it's like, do you really have to, like, you don't have to make it such a
big deal,
a grandiose, complex plot to be like, oh, it's an alternate universe and she's pulling, like, it's just like, okay, but you could just have mutants, they could just exist already in.
Yeah, but how are you going to explain, like, what are they going to do story-wise for, like, where they've been? Like, why haven't they done anything yet? Like, fucking, like, already in Eternals, we got them, like, kind of like, we got a version of it, like, oh, like, we can't involve ourselves. Like,
what are
they going to do?
The missing piece is
like,
Professor X. Professor X could just say something because he's in it. Like his voice is in it. This is not a spoiler. If you've seen the trailer, they hint to this, and they also hint to something even bigger than I want to talk about, which is the Marvel Illuminati.
Dude,
which
yeah, bro.
has Doctor Strange in it.
It has Iron Man,
Black
has Namor. Black Panther is actually not a member.
It has Black Bolt.
I went back after we talked. I was
Black
like,
Bolt.
because I knew like the meeting, like the first meeting, like when Iron Man like was picking the members, he had like the meeting was in Wakanda, and like Black Panther was there, but he was just like, nah. He's like, nah.
He did end up joining it later, though.
Fucking right then, but like
if joined it at one point.
But like if they're like I honestly don't think they put.
Well,
put M'Baku
especially because he's.
I don't think they're gonna.
Yeah,
put
that's
Black
what I'm saying.
Panther
Like
on
it's
there
not like
because
if
he
he was
taste.
if like we still had T'Challa, like they'd probably do that, but like we don't.
Mm.
And like I don't think they put Shuri or M'Baku on the.
They put Will Smith.
But it also leads up because Black Bolt's in it as well. I don't know.
Yeah,
if you're
Black
familiar
Bolt
with him
and
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah,
leads up to Fantastic
Johnny
Four.
K. I'm telling you.
So that's what I'm saying. This movie leads up to like what I was saying about Spider-Man. It's like it's happening. Like now they're just gonna go fucking ballistic with everything. They're just
oh my god,
fucking gonna launch missiles.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, not that I'm against the multiverse being the catalyst for these characters. It's just
you don't think it's gonna stand on its own because of it?
No, I just don't feel like it's completely necessary. Like I would still be just as engaged, or it would just have as much appeal to me if Reed, Sue, Ben, and Johnny exist in the known MCU, and then they still go on their mission and get their power. Like I don't need them to be pulled in from another universe.
No, like the
same thing with
Fantastic
the
Four,
X-Men and
the Fantastic Four. Absolutely, I agree with that. Fucking
because I just don't.
They even say in like here's how I could fucking see that happening, because like they say in Hawkeye, it's just a little thing.
Yeah, no.
There's a part where like he's like him and Kate are at the store and like fucking she's like, oh, we're gonna go to your safe house. Is it an Avengers Tower? And he's like, no, Tony sold that a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
And like I could see that being like fucking
the Baxter
Reed
building.
Richards, like it's the Baxter building now. Like that's where.
I mean, that's been kind of like that's been like an unspoken rumor for a while too.
I thought it was gonna be the Oscorp Tower, but in No Way Home, Norman confirms
goes
that
there
Oscorp
and he's like, "It's not my house." Yeah.
So
my
really
thing
only be one thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. It's like my thing, because it's still a Doctor Strange sequel. I just don't know if because I think they have to find a fine balance of throwing, like No Way Home was perfect in the sense of throwing everything we wanted at us, but not doing too much. You know what I mean? Like, so the Multiverse of Madness it has to walk that fine line too of, because I feel like the Fantastic Four is going to be worth the wait. So I don't need them to shoehorn in, oh, Reed Richards is part of the Illuminati and Patrick Stewart, Charles X, Xavier. And it's just like, well, you just have to go really, I'm not saying that it's not going to happen because we heard Patrick Stewart's voice and all that. Yeah. I'm just not going to jump to conclusions, and I'm just going to take things with a grain of salt until I'm actually in the theater watching it.
Yeah.
But
take everything.
That's what I'm saying. So it's
especially with fucking Marvel, like you can never be too sure. But
because they could always flip the script on us, and like they could appear in the movie, but it could be like they're the zombie versions of them, or like they're an evil. You know what I mean? Like they can make you think like, oh, I know what's gonna happen, but then completely like switch it up and go another direction on you. Like
what I think is gonna sort of be the Illuminati's role in Multiverse of Madness is
to keep shit together.
Yeah, they're sort of like the head guys of the multiverse. Like if shit goes down, those are the people you call. And since Doctor Strange is fucking shit up with the multiverse, they take him in. So I don't think the Illuminati is gonna be sort of like, oh yeah, here's your Fantastic Four, here's your X-Men, here's whatever. It's just people from different universes
Yeah.
who came together to sort of keep everybody else's universe intact.
Mhm.
And
No, I
we might
get
get
that.
to see somebody from the Fantastic Four. We're gonna see Patrick Stewart, and we're gonna see all these different characters. Maybe a different version of Iron Man. We see the Ultron Sentries taking Doctor Strange in.
Yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily mean that those are going to be our definitive versions of those characters.
Yeah.
They might just be different versions of those characters. So
Variants. This goes into the variants I was going to talk
Yeah.
about. But
Okay, well, I think what I think is happening, like this is just my little.
Okay.
I think fucking like Reed Richards, Sue Storm, like Johnny, Ben, all of them. Fantastic Four characters are in the universe that we know. Like that's their universe also.
Yeah.
They just don't have their powers and shit yet, maybe. Or maybe they do.
Yeah.
And like fucking like it happened recently or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Or fucking, you know, they could do it any sort of way, but I just think them as people are already in this fucking universe.
Right, right.
The X-Men is where I think that they have to do something with the multiverse to bring them in, like with Scarlet Witch and like that shit. Because honestly, I would be a little bit disappointed if we found out that mutants were a thing this whole time in this universe, and like they just like we never got any of them. Like they just weren't popping enough. Like they weren't at a power level that would be helpful or something. Like
or maybe
fucking they all got snapped away. Maybe like fucking I'd be disappointed with that approach to bringing mutants into the MCU.
Well, what if like they were a thing, but humanity just like shunned them? So
no, dude, like
no. Listen what I'm saying. So, in fear of not gaining their trust, they hide themselves away. And now that the Avengers are getting all this publicity and like, oh, it's a new status, like Avenger means hero, and all these superpower individuals are getting like this good treatment.
Celebrity.
They're like, you know what? Maybe it's a good time for us to show our faces. Maybe people are finally warmed up to the idea of us being here.
I don't know about that, Pally.
Because like
just because like that is a thing,
like, we gotta
and
keep everybody safe.
Yeah, but like that is a thing.
Magneto's
like,
out there. Magneto don't care.
Yeah, like that is a thing still like in the X-Men comics like that are going on right now and shit. Like fucking like that's why they got their own fucking they started their own fucking continent. They fucking took over Mars.
Yeah.
They're leaving the planet because they're like, fuck it, like you don't like us still. Like fucking like that. Like there's
I don't know if,
so like that's how it is in the comics. Like they get shunned, they get treated badly anyways, just because they're mutants. That still doesn't stop them from fucking going out and saving the day and shit.
Yeah.
Like fucking so that wouldn't be a good excuse in my opinion to bring them into the MCU.
Well, and
I'd be unsatisfied
on that whole topic. I think that the whole X-Men kind of all the X-Men live in an alternate universe. They're not in the same universe as the Avengers. That's how I think they're going to bring them in. Like, it's just an alternate reality that has the X-Men, has, the school for the gifted, all this shit. Yeah. So that's how I think they're going to breathe it in. But also, like, what it builds up to in that scene, it's like what you were saying, Frank, about, like, you could do with all that. Like, you don't need all that.
Yeah.
For me, that's a hook. For me, like that's got me hooked, like on another level that I never was invested in before. And I was already looking forward to this movie fucking when the first Doctor Strange launched. So it's like now that I have this extra information where I'm like, oh fuck, like you're doing it like that, like you're going that route. Like I'm really hyped for it. Like that's a key factor. The Illuminati and seeing the seats, like the fucking seeing him on trial kind of, and the empty seats. I'm like, what the fuck? And you haven't seen Loki yet, but it goes into like this whole variant thing where there's going to be multiple variants, and we do see this in the Doctor Strange commercial where he's talking to another version of him.
Yeah.
And so I see like this where we're going to see like these really odd, maybe like variants of beloved characters, and that fucking just going to blow my mind. Like that's going to blow my mind. Just some off fucking characters. Like I just saw that thing about Harry Potter. Being fucking Wolverine. If I actually see some shit like that, I'm gonna just be like, "That's fucking hilarious."
That kind of like I was like, "Wait a minute."
So the things that might rub you the wrong way are gonna be like hook, line,
Because I
Tinker.
never thought about him as Wolverine, like, but like I looked at like some promotional thing that I saw, like just like some fan made shit. I was like, hold up, like,
I'm
am I
not
down for it? Like, I don't know.
I'm not about it at all.
Dude,
I
I'm
might
down
be
for
down
it
for it.
all.
All right,
Because I know
Devin,
they're just
before your head
variants.
explodes.
They're not the action like what Devin was saying. They're not going to be the actual person who plays Wolverine. They're just going to be a variant that's a throwaway variant. They're going to be throwaway variants. And they do this in Loki. You haven't seen this, but there's an episode where there's like fucking a million Lokis all fighting each other and stabbing each other in the back.
Let this kid talk real quick. What do you stop with the hand raising?
He probably forgot what he was going to say.
Teacher, I'm ready. You can go, child.
You can go. Just fucking speak up already.
So, a little film got announced a while back called Deadpool 3, and they said it was going to take place in the MCU.
Right.
So what I'm thinking is that they're going to take the established X-Men universe that existed in Deadpool 2 and 1.
Right.
And move it to the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Deadpool 3 is Deadpool 3 and not just a new Deadpool franchise.
Well, yeah.
I think they're going to reboot X-Men entirely. All new characters. I think they're going to reboot all new characters. Start the X-Men other than obviously Professor X. But and I don't know, because then it's like
Deadpool 2.
I don't know. But I think that'd be cool.
Like,
it gives them like a right to be like, oh, we can recast everyone, Mystique, all these people.
I just have like that's like where I'm wondering, like, if we get Patrick Stewart, like how far does it go? Mm-hmm. Like, do we get Ian McKellen? Like, do we get Halle Berry as Storm? Like, what's gonna happen
Hugh
there?
Jackman?
Like, Hugh Jackman coming back? Like, I highly doubt that, right?
Well,
like,
I think there's rumors of him being in Deadpool 3, so that might be a little thing where it's like
all I'm saying is
snippet.
that if you would have told me like 3 years ago that Toby, Andrew, and Tom are going to share the screen in a feature-length film, I would have slapped you in the face.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, my thing is, I get the whole throwaway variants concept. Like, I'm familiar with the Loki, loosely familiar with it enough to where I get all of that, and I understand that like there will be some throwaway characters that appear in Multiverse. But I mean, even regardless, I'm not trying to see Daniel Radcliffe in any way, shape, or form.
Come on, give my boy a chance, man. I'm down for it.
I'm down for the ride.
Maybe not as fucking Wolverine. What about for like Cyclops?
Dude, what? Okay, so imagine this scenario.
I'd be down for more.
What about seeing Wesley Snipes
Wolverine
as Blade in one little snippet in the movie? Would that change?
Well, yeah.
Like, they're gonna throw shit like that in our face.
You just like see him through a portal.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, fucking Blade, like the fucking.
Yeah. Like I have a theory.
They're gonna be fighting through universes
and just see shit.
We're just gonna see Blade.
And they're gonna be fighting like two different people, and then like switch.
He's gonna be
enemies
fucking
for a minute,
fighting
and then
Deacon
like
Frost and
Doctor
go back through the portal,
fly through one end, see Blade fighting some vampires, and freaking crash through to another universe.
Yeah, dude. Like, I'm all for shit like that. Like, I know, Frank, you're like, nah, like, miss me with that shit.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying
the smoke. I want all of it.
Yeah, dude.
I want to see Toby again.
I want to see everything.
I have complete trust in anything they're doing. After
I want to see Eric Bana again.
There's nothing they can't miss.
I'm not saying that I'm not down for any of it. What I'm saying is I'm not sold on Daniel Radcliffe is all. But what I'm saying is like I actually
like Daniel Radcliffe is
he's Johnny Storm now, Frank.
Dude, Harry Potter, they're gonna mix Harry Potter in there.
Dude, I really wanted him to be Moon
Power Rangers.
I remember when that was a rumor. Yeah, when that was a rumor. I really wanted
Ninja Turtles would fuck me up.
Put fucking Captain Planet in there, all of it.
Dude, yeah, fucking I'm down for Captain Planet movie.
But I get what you're saying with that. It's like, where do they draw the line, Frank? Like, what you're saying, like, just put them all in there.
Let's get a live-action Street Sharks going.
The title
put Barney in there.
Street Madness. Sharks.
And Beetleborgs.
But no, what I'm saying is, like, I think Marvel and all these other studios, like, looked at No Way Home and were like, damn, like, they saw the the power and the fan service of bringing Toby back and Garfield. So I have a strong feeling that we'll see Hugh Jackman show up if none of the other cast members besides Patrick Stewart come back to reprise their roles. I have a pretty strong feeling that we'll see Hugh Jackman in some capacity eventually pop up in the MCU. But what I'm saying as far as the X-Men go is I just feel like because so like if they're being brought in from another universe, Brandon, I guess I'm asking you, are you saying like she brings them in from their universe and then they kind of get stranded here and they just like stay here forever? Or because my whole thing is like, because in the comics, I mean, all of us are fans of the comics since we were young kids and they all existed in the same space. I just don't know how I'd feel about, and I do trust Marvel. I know that they know what they're doing, but I'm just like, I don't know if the X-Men, like after the day is saved, right, and all the X-Men are like, okay, well, peace out, we're gonna go back to our universe now, while like Iron Man and Hulk and Spider-Man all stay in the MCU. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like,
I think it's all gonna be.
I don't think like I
Because
think
they're
that
gonna bring him to stay.
like the fucking Scarlet Witch, like she can alter reality and shit, like fucking. So like I'm like that's one of her powers. Like I'm thinking that like she finds the universe that fucking has the mutants. She realizes that her kids are mutants. So she's like, all right, well, I have to get mutants to be in this universe. So like what could happen is she either just like alters the shit so like the two of them are like combined maybe, or she just fucking just like brings like the idea of mutants to this fucking universe. You know what I mean? Like she creates them basically, and like they manifest in the way they manifested in that universe exactly. Like so she'll get her mutant kids. We'll get Professor X like the same way he was. We'll get like Cyclops, all the fucking like ones that we know. Like it'll like, you know what I mean? Like those are the ways that I think.
And the way I see it is the Illuminati being the glue that makes the multiverse like open, if that makes sense. So no one's going back to another dimension and not being seen. It's like because you're bringing Professor X, he's a part of the Illuminati. You're bringing Doctor Strange, so you're bringing all these people, as like Devin was saying, from different dimensions to keep shit locked down, to keep shit in order. Everything's canon now, where it's like X-Men are a part of the same universe, even if they weren't before. Now they are. They're not going to go back like Toby going back to his fucking universe. It's going to all be in sync with each other in some way, where it's like,
I have one question.
That's just how I see that. I see that as a glue. I'm just saying that, where it's like it's open season now.
Was there a Scarlet Witch in the X-Men movies?
No.
I feel like that
actually in
a young version, a little girl.
Oh
yeah. In I think it's Days of Future Past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Days of Future Past, because it's when he goes to like right before he goes.
They're like watching Magneto Stadium on the news, and he's with his little sister. Yeah.
Let's just say for a moment that because in the trailer we see Scarlet Witch with another version of herself.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just. Are you okay? He's having a dream. Hey, buddy. Sorry. So let's just say for a moment that since we see Scarlet Witch with a version of herself in the trailer,
right,
that other version of Scarlet Witch is the one that exists in the X-Men continuity, and that Scarlet Witch has her kids and is living happily. So,
and they fight.
Scarlet Witch, being the all-powerful, basically goddess that she is connecting her mind to versions of herself across the multiverse at the end of WandaVision. And that is why she hears her kids. So she goes to the universe that her kids exist in, being the Fox X-Men universe. And after she sort of gets her kids and finds out whatever's going on, she tries to merge these two universes together so that she can have her kids.
Yeah.
And that is what catches the attention of the Illuminati, starting this whole fight between Scarlet Witch, the Illuminati, and of course they're bringing in Doctor Strange to help them.
I mean, obviously it's kind of hard to tell from the trailer, but from the looks of it, I think the Illuminati are getting involved just from all the shit that Doctor Strange did with the snap and the No Way Home, but I mean,
we've been talking around this whole time, but like we really need to, like, we know the Illuminati are a thing, but we need to start talking about who is on the roster. Like, who is besides Patrick Stewart, who's filling those seats?
Well, I guess
that scene, you know what I mean?
I know who.
Yeah.
This is what I was getting at. And one of the characters is in Loki. I'm not going to say. For everyone who's seen Loki, it is the female variant of Loki, the main one. She has a seat on the throne, on one of those seats. She's owed one of those seats. And that's what really fucking blows my mind, because...
Dude, fuck. I want to say something too now.
And now Loki. Black Bolt, I think this leads up to Black Bolt too, which we haven't had anything about him. But I think
there was a short-lived...
Yeah, the Inhuman show that, like, there's rumors that the guy is coming back, like, as fucking Black Bolt.
So this is who because I made a note. I made a note of this. Who I think the seats are? I already made a note of this. So it's Doctor Strange, Black Bolt, Professor X, Mr. Fantastic, Iron Man, and then the female variant. And I think there might be even one more seat, unaccountable, that I don't know.
Well, I think the Doctor Strange seat isn't there because, like, I think that version of Doctor Strange who is in the Illuminati is dead at this point.
No, I actually think it's the one that goes rogue. Maybe the one that's like the shit just got out of hand.
Is because we see a zombie version of Doctor Strange in the trailer, and I think whoever's behind this whole evil plot is gonna try to bring him back to fight the Illuminati and potentially kill everybody on the Illuminati.
Well, and this is what I think, because I think Doctor Strange already had a seat there, a variant version, not the one we know, a variant version, the one that we see, is like just shit got out of hand. Mm-hmm. So I think they brought, just like they did in Loki, they brought Loki to catch a Loki. They're going to bring Doctor Strange in to catch a Doctor Strange, to figure out what the fuck's going on. You're the only one who could defeat yourself, because you're the Sorcerer Supreme. So that's what I think they're like building up to. And he kind of has to redeem himself, because he's like fucked up a lot of shit. It's like, you fucked up all this shit. You got to redeem yourself. And he's like, I want to redeem myself. So I'm going to go do this. I'm going to get, I know somebody, who's going to be Wanda, and it's going to lead into this chase where they're like trying to investigate and kind of redeem himself. It's like his redemption story, but it ends up with him fighting himself, or with him having a conflict with himself, or a variant version, or even multiple, because there's a scene where you see like the zombie fucking verse of them. And, I'm not even going to cover that, because I think that's just going to be a small fraction of the movie. But I ultimately think it's going to be him with the actual person, the actual version of Doctor Strange that has a seat at that table, who has a seat at that fucking in the Illuminati, that got rogue, or he, went off the walls, or he did what he does in like the What If kind of series. Yeah. And it just becomes out of hand, and they need to kind of ring him back in. Like, he's just running amok, destroying universes.
That the evil Doctor Strange, the one who says this just got out of hand, do you think that's the same one from What If?
I think
it's alluding to that. Yeah, like
I think possible. I think like that's kind of what they want you to assume, but then again, you just never know, because there's just so many. I
personally don't think it is, because I feel like he's already got his redemption arc. I mean, he's still paying for his crimes. He's sitting there watching.
Well, I think it's a different one.
Yeah.
Too.
So like maybe a timeline where he didn't get his redemption, and he's just pissed.
Well, what I think would be interesting, and I'm just speculating, but what I think would be cool is like the Illuminati has all their members except for a Doctor Strange, and then the one that they recruit is the one that kind of has to Scooby-Doo this shit,
Yeah.
like it's going to be the one that we have kind of got to know. But my other theory, just because the whole bringing Toby back and sort of fan servicing different generations, and like Marvel's just so smart with doing that kind of stuff, because I'm all down for John Krasinski and Emily Blunt as Reed and Sue. I just think it'd be a disservice, and this is just my maybe unpopular opinion, but I think it'd be a disservice to their first appearance as those characters to just be like, oh, well, this is a Reed from an alternate universe, but he's part of the, like, what I mean?
I
That's
think they're gonna
fine.
keep the first actor.
Like, that's fine. Have him on the Illuminati, but I don't know if Devin, this is what you were going to say, but yeah, bring homie from the original Fantastic Four, the Chris Evans ones. That'd be a perfect kind of, not a throwaway spot for him, but like a part where it's like, okay, it's a pivotal enough part for him to be there, but he's not going to be like the MCU's like definitive Reed.
Well,
I mean?
and I kind of disagree with you there, because I think all the Illuminati members are going to be people who are not throwaways. They're gonna stay, and they're gonna start to mold this new kind of thing out that they're doing. So it's going to be a new Fantastic, and I get what you're saying. Like, I don't want to see the first Fantastic, Mr. Fantastic, just sitting on a chair. But I think it's going to be so gradual. If he is in it, it's still going to be a Doctor Strange story. But he has to go on trial there. He has to be like, this is what you did. You fucked up. And not only did you fuck up, a variant of you is running amok. And you got to go find him. Like, if you want to redeem yourself, go find his ass, because he's running amok, doing whatever. He's destroying fucking universes by just being you. So it's like, if you want to prove that you're not him, or it's kind of like what they do with Loki, like, prove that you're the Sorcerer Supreme and fucking catch yourself. Like, go get him. Because he's been evading us and eluding us this whole time.
I don't have a problem with them. Like, if Mr. Fantastic shows up, I don't have a problem with him just sitting on the chair and shit. But what I'm saying is, for John Krasinski's, if that's who they end up going with, I feel like they should get like a legit the first time, because like because this is what's kind of crazy, and like I give Marvel and Kevin Feige mad props for putting these stories together. But you gotta also remember, like, each of these movies, even though they're tied into the first Doctor Strange, possible third one, like, even though they're all sequels and all that shit, they still have to have that factor of, okay, can they stand on their own? You know what I mean? So it's like, if you just have the casual fan going into the theater, and then all of a sudden Mr. Fantastic is up there on the thing, people are going to be like, well, what, now they're like, well, what the hell is going on? Like, obviously we diehard fans will know, and it's not going to be a big deal to us, but like, as just like as a regular moviegoer, just there for Doctor Strange, all I'm saying is, I think it would be a much better, I just think they would do it. It'd be to their benefit that we see the first MCU's Fantastic Four like debut with their origin story, versus just being like, oh yeah, here's Reed, he's from this alternate universe, there's this thing called the Fantastic Four over there, we'll get to that later, don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I don't know.
And I get what you're saying, but I think they're going to do completely the opposite. We've had 4 Fantastic movies, and it's like, not 4, but we've had a few, and they haven't really resonated well with long time kind of endurance. But I think they're going to, like, we already know. And I get what you're saying. Like, there's going to be people who are just casual people, but look at what they did with like Spider-Man. Spider-Man No Way Home. They had situations where they didn't give any care to new fans. Like, they were like, you don't watch the original Spider-Man, we don't care. Like, this is for the OGs. So like I think they're gonna have a lot of those, but they're also gonna ease new fans into it. It's like the same thing they did with Guardians. No one knew who Guardians were until they made it. And then like, oh, Groot, I love Groot. I love all these characters. So they're gonna kind of do that with him. But I don't think, as you were saying, I don't think they're gonna focus too hard on any of the members in there. Maybe besides Professor X, because he's talking.
Right.
You know, he might not even be there. You know, they might just message him like, oh, like Mr. Fantastic's away trying to deal with shit.
Right.
So it's like,
I get what you're saying.
So I think potentially like even the Fantastic Four can live in its own dimension. X-Men has its own dimension, and they all come together in this movie where there's like, we gotta deal with this now. Like there's no going back. There's no breaking. Like it's like once you break glass, there's no like putting it back perfectly. It's going to be a little, you know, weird.
You know,
so like these dimensions are going to be open now. So now we have this council, which is the Illuminati, to keep all this shit in check. But you know, that's just what I go with. Where it's like they're not going to do the whole. They're not going to do the whole like origin story first. I don't think. I think they're going to pay homage to it. And if they do, like what you said, I hope they do. Like where they're just like, that's an empty seat. That's for Mr. Fantastic. They don't show him at all.
Right.
And then it leads into what you're kind of saying. But even if they do show him just sitting there, I think they're just gonna go with him, you know, and lead into that with that way. But I don't know. Like I'm just open for it. I'm excited, and I feel like the fact that the Illuminati's in the trailer, like it shows the seats and it shows him like on trial in a sense. Gets me so into it. Like it's real hard. I'm ready for this.
What if, and I'm just spitballing here because Marvel likes to throw curveballs and they like to, you know, make you think that you know what's going on. Because I don't want to because like obviously the Illuminati is the obvious thing that's going on, right? Like that's what as comic book fans were like, oh, that's what that is. But if I'm just like opening up my mind like to no fucking limits, what if Patrick Stewart is playing a version of Uatu? And what if that council is all going to be like Watchers? Yeah. I'm not saying like that's what it's going to be, but I'm just saying like there's just so many possibilities.
I'd be disappointed in that.
Well, and
just because I'd be like, all right, you brought Patrick Stewart in to not be Professor X.
Right.
I'd be like,
but you guys were talking about like, what if they're trying to recast everybody? You know what I mean? So it's like,
but I don't think they are trying to recast.
Well, and they could do it. They could do whatever. They could bring in the old, because in Days
I
of
could
Future
honestly see
Past,
Patrick Stewart.
They could
down
use
for a
McAvoy because we still have McAvoy.
Because that's what I was just gonna say. In Days of Future Past, they kind of bind that together, where it's like both the Professor X's are like looking at each other, like I am Charles. So it's like they could do that and lead it in to where he takes the mantle. Or it's just like what you're saying. There's just so much that they can do, and if they're already showing us the Illuminati in the trailer. It's like what aren't they showing us? Like what's the secrets?
You know what I was thinking?
Real like oh shit Devin, moments. That's what I'm excited for.
You fuck. So I'm not gonna say. All right, for everybody watching, we've given Frank basically like 2 months to get.
You gotta give him your password.
Yeah, give me that password.
I'm gonna give it to you after this fucking episode, but we've given him this time, and if he has not watched these shows by then. We're fucking done. We're spoiling it. I'm giving him a fucking DVD of just me spoiling everything for his birthday. But so I'm not gonna say who, but you know our eventual big bad in
Loki. Well, I know about Kang just from being a comic fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and
like, I didn't know if you knew he was in Loki. Right fucking A.
Yeah, well, they kind of announced. They kind of announced that with the
maybe
show.
Like an alternate version of him is on the Illuminati.
Imagine, bro.
No.
Like, yeah.
Instead of Black Bolt, Because Black Bolt doesn't make
Dude,
sense.
Well, they
like
could.
I'm saying, because he told him, he was, oh fuck. All right, well, he told him.
Shut up.
He told him, he was like, hey, I'm gonna, like, if you do this, I'm gonna do this.
Like, this isn't the last you've seen of me.
Pretty much, he was like, motherfucker, I'll be back.
He said,
And
"I'll
you're
see
not
you
gonna
soon."
like how I come back if you do
Oh.
this thing.
Well, actually, let me ask you guys
And
this.
like, so like that could be like he's on, like, he's sitting right next to Professor X, just like, yeah. Tell him.
Well,
Just
and this
getting ready
is
to kill everybody.
this is an important thing where it's like the Illuminati will play into, because when Kane comes in, I like fucking shit up, like trying to take over dimensions. That's like his whole thing. That's like what they're talking about. Like, this dude you don't want to fuck with. Like, I'm the good one. You think I'm an asshole? Like, I'm the one keeping this monster out of your fucking existence from just ruining everything and obliterating your whole reality.
Yeah.
And he's
So,
like, okay, so like,
that's
I
what
think
I'm saying. I
the
can see.
Illuminati is going to play in the future to help defend against this dude. Kind of like the new Avengers. They're going to be this
And-
new collective of Avengers that are like, we got to deal with this dude. Like, he knows now. Like, he knows this reality exists. He knows this one exists. He knows the X-Men one exists.
Yeah.
So we're all fucked if we don't come together and start trying to defeat this dude.
I can't honestly see them. I mean, I can, like, the Illuminati will be a big deal for sure.
I think they're going to be a key.
They're not
component
gonna.
to the
I don't
future.
think they're gonna be like the
main
central team.
There's got to be
Fucking, like, they're not
6
gonna be like
members.
the Avengers. Like, we're not gonna see like Illuminati Age of Ultron.
Well,
Like,
this is what I'm
You know
trying
what
to
I mean,
do.
like, fucking, like, we're gonna not like that. Like, but I'm just saying, like, we're not gonna have Illuminati subtitle movies. Fucking, it's just gonna. They're just gonna be a staple, like, group.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're gonna be like the flagship team.
Yeah.
Well, and I agree with you at some level with that. Like, I don't think they're going to be like, like the main people, but they're going to be a key component that, as I said before, the glue for the future of Marvel. They're going to lead into all this stuff, all these epic stories. Like,
they're
big
the
baddies in the future. And they're going to be like, we got to do something about this, because now the universe is rippled and fucked. And it's like, you can't put shit back together when it's just broken. You could try, but there's going to be seepage.
6.
There's going to be people going and traveling in other dimensions, trying to conquer shit, which is like his whole thing. So it's like, now they have to, there's a need for them, if that makes sense. There's a need for these people. And we can get into the Watchers and all this other shit, because they can fix shit too. But I think they're going to ease into that, and they're going to use the Illuminati to just expand this universe on another level, if that makes sense.
Well, I was going to ask you guys about this, because I mean, I'm just so excited for this movie because of so many reasons that we've covered.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy because, and this is like my real loose kind of idea of what they're going to do with the plot, is like, obviously Doctor Strange has to answer for what he's done with the multiverse. I think there will be a sort of, obviously from the trailers, we've seen like an antagonist version of him. So they're kind of like, hey, as part of your sort of, ramifications, we need you to kind of deal with this situation. So that's why he's going to be like, okay, let me holler at my girl Wanda. So him and Wanda kind of go on the journey together to solve that. But I think on the way through all these different dimensions and universes, and I think that's how we'll see possibly the Wesley Snipes Blade, the Eric Bana Hulk, whatever, all that shit. I honestly believe
they're
there's
gonna be. I think they're just going to be more of Easter eggs too. Like, if they do present themselves, they're not going to be like, I'm going to join you on your quest.
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's what I was saying. I honestly have a pretty solid theory that there's going to be like not a montage, but like sort of, it kind of, I'm thinking sort of along the lines of the fight scene that Spider-Man and Doctor Strange had in No Way Home, where it's just like this big kind of spectacle. But I think while that's going on, I think that's when we're going to see glimpses and like window peeks into like Wesley Snipes Blade, Eric Bana Hulk, all these different kind of things. But anyway, like, while that is like going through the plot, I think eventually we run into Wanda's variant. And while she's like, okay, I'm going to help Doctor Strange kind of resolve this situation, but now she has like her own agenda, because at the end of the day, she just wants her kids. You know what I mean? So it's like, she's kind of this, two birds with one stone kind of thing. You know, she's like, okay, maybe it'll benefit me to help Doctor Strange deal with his situation, but sorry, Doc, I'm also kind of got my own shit going on over here.
Well,
so what I think is just crazy about that is there's just so many layers, because you got the Doctor Strange, you got Wanda's going on, and then like I haven't seen Loki, but I do know for a fact that we are getting a third Ant-Man, and that's when Kang will come into play as far as like on the big screen. So I'm just like kind of sitting here wondering like, well, fuck. And then we got the Illuminati kind of, Mike, like you were saying, like they're going to be sort of like the catalyst for us to kind of go into all these different parallel dimensions and universes. It's just like, damn, you're going to have Doctor Strange is already a threat to us, whether he knows it or likes it or not. Wanda is now going to be a threat. And then we still have Kang sort of coming. You know what I mean?
This goes into what I'm just about to talk about. It's
okay, cool.
Interesting that you bring that up, because I was literally just about to talk about how Doctor Strange isn't the only one who's fucking with the multiverse. If you watch Loki, he's messing with it. He's doing fundamental things to bring the Conqueror in, you know, Kane Conqueror. He's bringing him in. And also at the same time, Wanda's becoming Scarlet Witch. And I don't know if you've seen it, but back in the day, when the shows were airing, after they were done, they were linking up the shows, and they were saying that these happened at the exact same time.
Oh,
but
yeah.
What if also Doctor Strange busting open the multiverse was at the exact same time? So all these scenarios happened at the same time, which led to this ripple of dimensions. And you have to watch, you just got to watch Loki, because they cover all this shit. Like why you have to keep time together.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe No Way Home. I think maybe No Way Home happens at the same time as WandaVision and Loki,
at that moment. Like it all happens at that simultaneous moment.
Yeah. Because in the trailer for Multiverse, when Doctor Strange goes to Wanda, she's like, hey, my bad about whatever that town was that she kind of took over or whatever. He's like, I'm not here to some shit. He's like, I'm not here to, you know,
bring
West Haven,
punish you about that. Like that's whatever. So obviously I think this movie takes place after all that, but
well, it does, because Doctor Strange takes place after Spider-Man. He's already messed up the multiverse.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of WandaVision, when she turns into Scarlet Witch, and at the end of Loki, those all those moments sync up in absolute time. Like absolute time. So it's not just Doctor Strange, it's not just Wanda, it's not just Loki, it's all of them.
Yeah.
Messing with dimensions.
Yeah.
Doing stuff to break the shit.
Yeah.
And that's what leads into the Illuminati. That's what leads into all these baddies coming in and just messing with shit. Baddies. These baddies, these villains. Problems. I ain't talking about a fine chick. I'm talking about a dude who will fuck your shit up.
Yeah.
Just cut your shit out. Just cut it out. Cut.
Oh my god.
You're gonna have to edit this out. Fucking Devin is running amok in the chat. That's what
no more putting
I gotta say.
Inside jokes in that shit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude, you're killing me. You're killing me. Yeah, edit this part out, Mike.
You're always the one fucking tweeting shit.
We're trying to focus.
Yeah, we're trying to fight. You can't be putting fucking poor horses in the chat. All right, fucking stop. I was like, all right, we're going.
Everyone watching this has no clue what the hell's going on.
No, edit that part out. Edit those parts out.
No, we're keeping it all, and it's thanks to Devin. Blame him.
Oh,
it's happening.
Christ.
All right, that's a yellow card, Devin. You get one more, and you're out. You
That's
lose
a
a video.
technical fail.
You get one more yellow card, you lose a video. That's it.
Yeah,
That's a yellow card. Anyways,
But I guess that's a good segue to just end this shit.
nah, I fucking had something I was gonna say.
Ow!
what the hell?
God, see, you just excuse yourself, Devin. Fuck.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Bro, we can't.
What were you gonna say,
nowhere. I don't even fucking remember now.
Damn it.
My bad.
That's a
Threw
yellow
off my
card, bro.
groove.
That's a yellow
Maintain-
card.
That's the name of the
Composure.
fucking episode.
Was it Loki related or Wanda or Strange?
Ah,
All right.
Search
shit.
it. Find it.
all right.
You got
So
it now.
it's not like a major thing or anything, but like I just have a feeling because I've watched the trailer like twice, and like I have a feeling
I'm about to watch the breakdown after
you
this.
know the shot, like well he kind of says this too. I think in the he doesn't really like say this outright, but like he like alludes to what I'm about to say. But like you know that shot like of that scene where we see them like in like the meadow and she's like trimming the tree and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, I think that like that part, like that whole meadow and shit, that's an illusion. Like that's like she's like doing that. It's like a pocket reality, like she did the town.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
like
I
Dr. Jane
agree.
comes into it, and then they start talking and everything, and that she makes it go away, and like it shifts into where like she's in her uniform, and like it's the part where she says like I don't think that's fair. Like that, like I just think that's the same scene, and that's like it's gonna be. Like
I agree.
The
I agree with
conversation
you.
starts and they're in the meadow, and then it ends like when she says, "I don't think that's fair."
Well, I think
So,
that whole scene, that I agree. Like I think she's playing illusion spells on him. Like that's not even the real Wanda he's talking to. He's just like she's like, "Why are you here?" And he's like,
I think that's the real Wanda, but he had to like come through the fucking like outside of like the fucking edge of the illusion, like how they do in WandaVision, and like that's what he sees. But like as they talk, she just like lets
you
it.
think so? I think
like,
I think he's just playing with his mind, like she did when she was bad in Ultron. Like I think she's just.
I think it's
playing
the
with his mind
magic.
because I think she's wanted now. Like people are looking for her. Like
but when he tells her, "Yo, I'm not here to like punish you for that," she's probably like, "Okay, what's good?" Like,
well, I understand what you're saying, but before that happens, she wants to make sure she's not even gonna let Doctor Strange take her in. She's like,
no, she's not. Like
she's trying to
like,
get her kids, so she's gonna put this illusion spell up to pry for questions, like interrogate him in a sense,
like screen it.
Like, why are you here? Like, why do you? And then once she realizes, oh, you're not here to take me in, illusion drops. This is the real me. That's fucking like what you're saying. Like that's exactly what I think's gonna happen.
I do think that would be cool, but just from first impression off the trailer, I kind of assumed that whole discussion between them, oh, I don't think that's fair, you're the hero, I'm a villain. I thought just off of first impression, I thought like that would come maybe like the third quarter of the way through, where they're kind of almost wrapping up whatever is the main baddie of like Doctor Strange, and then she's like, by the way, this is how I've been feeling about this shit, and then he's like, oh fuck, really? Like you're gonna put this on me now? Like
I can just see
go rogue.
I could just see that being the very beginning, because like in the way we saw Wanda in the trailer, like in the order like of when it's going to show up in the movie, I think that part in the meadow is first, and that directly leads into the I don't think this is fair part, and like that's like early part in the movie, because we've already seen like how they are treated differently, like fucking for basically doing a lot of the same shit.
Yeah,
like fucking and like she did like stuff that's like way like not as bad as fucking shit.
Right, it was much more contained, more.
And he is treated as like one, like he's treated as a hero, like like how she says. Yeah. But she fucking like even back to Ultron, like they had her locked up in the fucking compound, like it's like the shit she did like with her powers fucked things up.
Yeah, yeah.
Then we get to like later on after Endgame and shit, like when Vision fucking does his like dies, obviously, like we've gone long enough since that movie. Fucking she like basically did what Doctor Strange did. Like she changed reality for fucking like some shit, and like the fucking like the fucking government was on her. Like fucking like she's like they're fucking hunting her down. Like so like she's already pissed off.
Yeah.
So I could see that being like her opening like statement. Like motherfucker, like why? Like I'm already a villain. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I agree completely with you, Brandon. I think that's how it's going to segue. And what's going to get her to do it is kind of like what we see in like The Dark Knight, where it's like, this is what you do. Like, whether you're viewed as a bad guy or not, like, there's people who need your fucking help. Like, and she's going to be like, you're right. Like, let's do this. I got shit going on. I'm looking for my kids. And who knows, I might find them on this trip. She might find them. It might.
I think that doesn't come. I think that doesn't come until after we see like the 2 Wandas part. Like I feel like she does like that part happens and then she's just like, all right.
That kind of plants the seed in her brain.
Yeah, like I should
that's
go
my outlet right there.
Yeah, okay, I that would be an awesome thing too, where she's like, nah, like
I'm just thinking about like how I would tell the story based on those moments.
Well, no one cares how you would tell the Brandon.
Well, y'all were just agreeing with me, so
and this would be the most epic. I don't know about y'all, but this would be the most epic shit if I seen like where he's trying to convince her, and she's just like, no, and they start throwing down. They start throwing down a little.
What?
And she like forces him out because I think Wanda's stronger than he is. So like she forces him out of whatever. And then she realizes like shit's fucked up. Like when she breaks out of her illusion, because she's like in this like meditation state where she's like, I'm just focusing on my kids. I don't care about this world. And then like what you were saying, like that could segue where it's like shit starts to fuck with her. And she's like, oh, I guess I do need a help. Like he can't do this by himself. And if I don't help, then it's like this whole shit's fucked.
It's sort of to her benefit. Like I think her priority is getting her kids.
Yeah.
But Doctor Strange is like, hey, I have a problem. I need some help. And she's like, well, I really don't care about what you or the world want. I'm more about my kids, but will kind of work to my
tie
benefit.
into that. Yeah.
So sure, I'll go on this journey with you. And then while they're going on the adventure, I think when she fights the other version of her, that's when her whole plan kind of comes together in her head, where she's like, okay, you know what?
Yeah.
It's
starts off
House of M time, bitches.
Yeah.
Well, and I just want to see a Doctor Strange showdown with her. I just want to see some little showdown. That'd be fucking cool.
I just think no matter what, like we're gonna see Scarlet Witch win in this movie. Like I feel like she gets her way.
Well, and I think it might lead into a solo film.
I can honestly see like the whole thing being like her, like she's behind it all. I can honestly see her being.
Well, that's why I was asking. That's why I was asking you guys about Kang and all that, because, like if they're gonna make her sort of like the reveal of like, oh, she's been behind it all this whole time, then it's like, okay, well, how does the other shit factor in? But
I think maybe it's because maybe she, like, if that were to happen, like I'm just saying, like that is like the opposite of like what the, like it could go one of two ways is what I'm saying basically. The first stuff that I was talking about, and then it could go this way, which is like she's the villain, the whole, like maybe not the villain, but she's behind this whole thing the whole time, and like maybe she knows about Kang. She met Kang. She knows he's like familiar with other universes.
Maybe he's using her as like a pawn, sort of like.
Or I think like I don't think she's the pawn. I feel like they're like, all right, you have something that I can use, and you have something that I can use.
Okay.
And like it's like a partnership out of necessity.
Yeah.
So fucking like her ultimate,
crazy,
because she knows that he has like knowledge of other universes and shit.
Right. He's like, oh, you want your kids? I can help you, but I need
like,
you to
I
fuck
know
up
where
some shit.
I know where they are.
So they're both trying to use each other.
Yeah. So fucking like I could see that being the thing, and like it ends up being them both
helping each other. Well, I was just about to say that it's like kind of in a way both are their redemption story where it's like, I have my agenda, you have your agenda, and it comes together, and they find out that
No,
it's bigger.
Well,
they're talking about Kang and Wanda.
Yeah, I'm talking about Kang and fucking.
Oh, I thought you were
Scarlet
talking
Witch.
about. Okay.
No, and Scarlet Witch is the fucking like she's. It's not redemption. She's like the hero that lost her way type archetype.
Yeah.
Like
she's looking for what she wants.
Yeah, like she's fucking.
She doesn't care who she has to kill.
Yeah, she's just like fuck it at this point. She's like I'm fucking doing what I want, and like then she hooks up with Kang, and then they fucking like help. They both see ways that they can use the other one, and then just like all right, fuck it. Like we're gonna team up, fuck these motherfuckers up.
Well, and I agree that she's out, like,
but
she's going to be about herself.
Could go either way. Like
I feel like she's going to be about herself, but she's still going to be like, she's still going to have all this heartbreak, you know, from what we saw in WandaVision, and it's like, so she's like still has a good moral. She's not, I don't think she's going to like go Breaking Bad. Like she's not going to be like, I'm just going to take over everything. But she is weary. She's still after. She has her own priorities.
I think
people are going to get in the way of that. So
I'm just saying I can see it going either way.
But I don't think, I think she's still going to keep like her Avenger attitude where she's like, I'm a good person internally, regardless of what people say. I know I do shit for good.
Yeah, like my kid. I'm not saying like for the long haul, but like in this movie, she's
well, I think that there's going to be there might be a variant of her that's completely evil, or the zombie variant or whatever.
Right.
Where it's like, oh shit. This Wanda and this other zombie reality killed everyone in that reality.
Now, in case we get all of this correct, spoiler alert.
Yeah, man. I mean, we discussed a lot.
One question,
from a little commercial or fucking trailer.
One question I did want to pose to you guys earlier, but I kind of spaced out. But I wanted to ask it before we wrap it up. How do you guys feel about like big news for me as a longtime Marvel fan and fan of the movies and just movies in general, especially like horror? How do you guys feel about Sam Raimi directing this, which I thought was freaking crazy when I found out?
I think it's pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah,
like fucking like because like then like I don't know, like just like there's a lot of implications, like just with his history with Marvel, like his history with Spider-Man, like. For sure. Do we see Toby in his movies for some reason? Like fucking like, you don't know. Is he on the fucking Illuminati?
That would be awesome.
Well, you know what?
I would literally like start convulsing in my seat if that's the case.
Yeah, dude. Like.
Well, you know what's crazy that you bring up a good point, Brandon, is like all things considered that we just discussed, because we're such
and he was like a consultant on No Way Home, was he not? Like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So like,
he had like a hand in writing Toby's arc.
But like what I was saying is like us all being longtime fans, especially like deep, you know, of the source material. What I'm trying to do now going into this movie is trying to just throw out all kind of like trying to unlearn everything I've been taught from the comics. And trying to like throw out all expectations, because it's like, yeah, I of course, knowing the Illuminati from the comics, we have Strange, Iron Man, Professor X, Reed, but they could just be like, you know what? Fuck what you think. What if it's gonna be like just completely other different Marvel characters? You know what I mean? Like that wouldn't I wouldn't be mad at that, I guess. You know what I mean? Like. Or if
and I agree too. Like I agree with what you're saying. Like, but it's like what I got from the trailer. Like the trailer has already exceeded my expectations. Like as I was saying, like I was already hyped for this movie before I saw anything about it, before Spider-Man. So it's like now that I'm seeing this, it's like I'm just more hyped, and I'm gonna be even more hyped. And I feel like they're not gonna disappoint me. I'm just gonna get to a new level of hype after this movie, where I'm like.
Well, and plus, I don't.
It's kind of like what we did with Spider-Man, where it's like, whoa.
Well, and also
being too hyped for Spider-Man.
Well, and also, I don't want to let the trailer sort of dictate what I think is going to happen, because we learned from No Way Home, and that wasn't the first movie to do that with its trailers, but sometimes they add things in the trailer, sometimes they take things out that aren't even in the movie. So yes, we hear Patrick Stewart's voice, and like, of course, our mind wants to be like, oh, he's in the movie, he's playing Professor X, he's in the Illuminati, blah blah blah. But you don't actually see his voice coming from his face. Like you see like a very, you see like this portion of someone's the back of their head talking.
Yeah.
So I don't want to just obviously, like, that's the obvious, right? Like
It could be Mr. Clean.
and because Doctor Strange,
But if it's Stewart's voice coming out of McAvoy's face,
that'd be bonkers. But you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't, because Doctor
They
Strange,
got the dub. Like,
the
what
deep
are you
fake.
doing here?
It's a deep fake Patrick Stewart.
Well, and I know
because Doctor Strange is so it messes with, because that's his whole thing, is like messing with reality.
nothing's as it seems.
Exactly. So it's like, I don't want to just right off the bat be like, oh, I know what's going on. Like,
Well, and that's the thing.
it could be
That's what
completely
they're
different.
genius about. It's like what you were just
Yeah.
saying about Spider-Man. From seeing that trailer, it's like, oh, I'm expecting all it. It gets people talking about like what exactly what we're talking about. Where it's like, boom, boom. They're geniuses at this. Where they're like, we're gonna hint to a bunch of shit that might be in there, or might not.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
I
we're
have
getting you
something
talking.
to-
We're getting you talking, and we're gonna exceed your expectations when we actually reveal all this.
Yeah.
Here's what
like-
I'll say. Here's what I'll say. Like, you gotta like. I'm thinking about this as like Kevin Feige playing some chess.
Right.
Like fucking like this is what I think. Like
Right.
Like you brought it up. Sam Raimi's the director, right?
Yeah.
Like fucking like he is like love him or hate him, like he's the director of like 3 like beloved movies, like movies that like were at the beginning of all of this shit.
He was kind of like the Favreau of his day.
like fucking so
He's my Favreau.
he by extension is beloved, like his work is beloved.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
they bring him in to do to direct like probably one of the most, if not the most pivotal Marvel movie that's come out in like the last like few years.
He's not the first director.
It's a major event. This movie is gonna be.
Yeah.
Also, they did not. They could have pulled the bait and switch on us with Spider-Man. Like they had us hooked. They were like, these motherfuckers think Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are gonna be in this movie. Wow, psych! You're gonna buy a ticket. You're gonna see it. They're not gonna be in it. They didn't do the bait and switch on us there.
Right.
They're not gonna have them do the bait and switch in a movie where a director from old school Marvel movies comes back for his first movie in the MCU and have it disappoint people by not fucking being what they're leading it up to be.
Well, I think it's.
Like, I don't think that's a very. I don't think that would be a very smart move.
But also, you got to take the selfish fan out of you too, because I think disappointment is all subjective. Because if they don't stick specifically to source material, I'm not a purist like that to where it's like, the Illuminati's not Reed Richards, so and so.
See, well, like that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying like fucking. I'm like trying to say like they have to go straight from the comics, but I'm saying they have given us Patrick Stewart's voice. If Mr. Fantastic doesn't appear, that's fine. They have said nothing about Mr. Fantastic, but we've heard Patrick Stewart's voice.
Yeah,
like we know that was his voice. So like, if we had heard John Krasinski, I'd be like, motherfucker, Mr. Fantastic better be in this movie. But we didn't hear him. We heard Patrick Stewart, so he fucking better be in this movie.
Well, and it's like I feel like they give us freebies. So like even knowing he's in it is like nothing. It's like the tip of the iceberg. They're like, we're not even giving you anything.
Yeah.
Because we got so much shit in the artillery that you're gonna be blown away. Like you're gonna be so blown away out of your seat. You're not even gonna be there. No.
Professor, why the fuck you all on us, nigga?
But dude, that's what I think. It's like we can give you freebies because they're just throwaways. Because those are really awesome moments. It's really awesome to know that he's gonna be in it. But it's like that's nothing. Like if that's what you're hyped about, that's nothing. If the Illuminati is what you're hyped about, that's nothing.
When is this?
March.
It fucking comes out next month.
Yeah.
No, it comes out in May, I thought.
I could be wrong, but I think it's March.
May.
I'm googling.
Pretty
sure it's May. I could be wrong. Batman's next month though.
Yeah, I was gonna say Batman and fucking Doctor Strange coming out.
That would be a hell of a month. That's my birthday month, y'all.
Bro,
that'd be fucking
let's
awesome.
see here.
May.
When does it come out?
That's
release date May 6th. May 6th.
Oh, fuck yeah, right for my birthday.
Yeah, so we got plans.
But
Ladies and gentlemen.
what I was gonna say too is Rob Liefeld, who you guys obviously might know, creator of Deadpool.
Yeah.
I think because he doesn't have any ties to like he doesn't have to answer to Kevin Feige, like those aren't his bosses, so he's probably kind of like, I could say whatever the fuck I want. I could give out spoilers if I want, like they ain't gonna fire me, you know. But I think earlier this week he reportedly revealed that all the X-Men and Deadpool are gonna show up in Multiverse of Madness. So I was just like curious on or your guys' thoughts on that, but also like again, I don't care what information is coming from who. I'm taking everything with just a grain of salt, all the way up until I'm sitting in that theater watching the damn thing.
Yeah,
well, I like your approach where
everything I say is just like a theory.
If they make a new trailer, I don't even think I'm gonna watch it.
Is gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to watch it either, honestly.
Because I think I have enough. I have enough to go into this movie with now.
I don't even know if I want to watch the breakdown
for this one. I think I'm going to for this one. I think I'm gonna go
blind.
I'm gonna go naked.
No,
I'm going naked.
Because I went in blind for Spider-Man. I'm glad I did that because that like connected with my childhood.
Oh yeah.
But with this one, like this is like some new shit. Like I want to know. Like I think I might watch the leaks.
Well, I think I'm with Frank. Like if they make a new trailer that reveals more shit, I don't want to know about it.
Yeah,
I have enough what I need to be satisfied with this movie.
So we're not gonna react to trailers, like new trailers and shit then?
Not me.
It depends what it is, I guess.
Well then me and you, Brandon, we got this.
No, I just because I want to experience it without any more information.
Come on, man. You're
I have everything I need to go into
the media now. You gotta fucking be on that shit.
No. I don't have to be on anything.
Fucking Jim Carrey sold out. It's all right. Nope. We can all do it.
Oh fucking Christ.
I don't have to be on shit.
All right, well, I'm watching them and I'm saying them on the pod. I'm gonna share my screen.
I'll blind react.
I'm gonna share.
I'll do a blind reaction and just hear it.
I'm gonna fucking share my screen and
that's the new thing. A blind reaction. Blindfold on.
I don't think that's what they mean by blind reaction.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm making it.
Jeez. Yeah.
Like, I hear that. That sounds.
He took it literally. He took it literally.
That's the new.
Dude, that's what I'm gonna do. You
and then what if you just start seeing all these videos?
We're doing
just like a people like, oh shit,
oh what?
Oh like, shit. You know what a booty call is? We're talking.
Okay, so let's do it. Let's plan on having a review on the new trailer if they make one, and I'm gonna be blindfolded.
All right, you heard it here first. We're gonna fucking do that shit. There's no editing that out. There's no going back on that shit. Because we're gonna remind you about that.
I don't care. I'm gonna be blindfolded.
Yeah.
I can do the earmuffs too if
blindfolded, earmuffs, gagged. You're good. Gonna have a good.
Like I don't know what happened, but I like it.
That's what she said.
Oh jeez.
I'll get hype off of your reaction.
Well,
I'll be like, oh shit.
Well, remember that, everybody.
I'll be like, woo! When they breathe.
But that's what we're doing. That's what we're planning now. It's a thing. I'm doing it. I'm gonna start just making YouTube videos of that.
Yeah.
Blind reacting to everything.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
And then watch that become like catch on, and like you just see all these people doing
blind
reaction to like
I'm like this motherfucker
painting.
Look what this motherfucker started.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I would lose my shit.
As a joke.
Yeah.
But now it's a phenomenon.
My life's a meme. Sometimes it feels like.
Yep.
All right. But
y'all,
great
shit, yo.
Yeah.
And a great podcast. We talked about amazing shit.
Yeah, talked about a lot of Marvel's chess moves in this one.
It went a little longer than we wanted, but it was needed. All this shit we discussed.
Yeah.
Fucking A. Well, all right, y'all. Fucking make sure you like, subscribe, all that shit. Check the links in the description. You got myself.
Check out the new ContraLad gaming channel.
Yeah, fucking. You got both my shits in the description. You got Mike's shit, Devin's shit, Frank's SoundCloud.
We're all doing other shit.
So Webhead Gaming, Myztic Mike.
And if you've held on this long, you guys are the OGs. You guys are the real OGs for sure. We love you.
Shout out,
Yeah.
shout out
Now
to
get the
Comics
chance to click that
Kings.
subscribe button.
Yeah.
Go for it. It's free.
Subscribe to it.
Just give it a little tap.
Yeah.
And leave
Tap,
and
tap,
leave
tap.
in the
Give
comments
it a little
below.
smooch for me. Just mwah.
In the comments, let us know what you guys think is going to happen in Doctor Strange. What did you think of the Super Bowl?
Yeah, we want to hear it all.
Yeah.
Let
If
us
you,
into your lives.
Yep. So we out of here.
Right. We out.
Peace.
Peace.